Welcome to Invest. We talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As the current time of 3:31 p.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum country $2,978, about 0.16% so far. So it's my last meeting for the day. So I consider this to be my last meeting before I kind of wrap up for the day on this Friday. It's been a long day today. Had just my board meeting when I met with my board of advisors. At the same time, just been speaking with entrepreneurs, being a consultant, also being a mentor to them. So it's been a long day of just like discussions and at the same time presentations and stuff like that. So my throat is a little bit rough at the moment. I've been drinking a lot of coffee and water, try to get myself energetically sustained to the level that I'm able to continue to function. But despite I'm not really moving a lot, I'm still kind of feeling a little bit lethargic in a way. So that's where coffee comes in. That's why I'm drinking so much of it. And with respect to the overall market, I would say collectively we've been seeing another negative red day ever since the Jerome Powell verbiage that came out from the CNBC meeting that Sarah Eisen was hosting with Jerome Powell and obviously with Christine Lagarde and other financial leaders of the world. And obviously with respect to alarming yet aggressive key metric that Jerome Powell mentioned, the interest hikes of 50 basis point, the next coming up May FOMC meeting coming up, is driving market to be freaking out a little bit, right? And what the market's trying to do since yesterday and today is basically to try to price in the rate adjustment going forward, right? And also at the same time, we're also encountering the double whammy effect because today is a Friday, and as we are shifting onto the weekend, people are more cautious about waiting until Monday arises. Typically, as we know, the international market opens up a day ahead, right, because of the time zone difference. So people are being more cautious, knowing the fact that with respect to China and also overseas, the inflationary pressure is also not as optimal or healthy in comparison to U.S. I would say they're even worse based on the verbiage from Christine Lagarde yesterday. So I'm sensing that the collectively investors are not holding their breath and waiting until Monday, which is subsequently driving almost like a 700 basis point of a drop on the Dow Jones today. And if you look specifically onto the index funds, right? I'm just looking into Dow right now. We're down about 2%. You could see that clearly we broke through the bullish channel that we were forming. You could see that we were zigzagging before, and we were trying to sustain the channel for quite some time, but you could see clearly we broke through that. And right now, why are we at 341 and consolidating around that level? Is because that's the level that we consolidated before. Before we leaped up, sometimes around like March 17th. And we also had a bunch of consolidation before, like back in the day in January 24th, all the way to the 28th, right? So right now, the level that we are at right now is because we tested that before, and it's like a support level. And at the same time, something interesting that I'm seeing on Dow Jones right now, there's a gap as well. So we might potentially fill the gap and coming all the way down to the 329. And that could be a probability because of the fact that with the 45 out of 70 and is negative in terms of momentum across the whole entire Dow Jones index right now. So something to be cautious about. In respect to SPY as well, I would say it's trading incomparable. There's a gap as well, but good that is the SPY is actually a little bit more oversold in comparisons to Dow Jones at the moment. So we should technically bounce shortly as we hit somewhere like the 37, 38 out of 70 coming up. So something to look out for. So let's just dive straight into the technicals on Ethereum real quick. Right now, we're in between levels again, right? The next level of real substantiveness will be 3158. the next non-substantive level will be 3050 and 3000 respectively. Right now we are at the basically at 3000, right? But the real level we need to get down to get the support will be somewhere around like the 2853, right? So a good question to be asked right now, is it a good time to be buying right now? I think Ethereum, yeah, I would say so, because of the fact that we are still curving on the opposite side of the signal line. At the same time, we are still having a curvature on the RSI, so we are forming a relatively good resistance above the 2853. So I mean, it's like $100 away. I give that benefit of the doubt that you can never really time the market. So right now would be actually a logical dip for us. 2621 seems like a little bit of a stretch from here. 2362, that seems even further as a stretch from here. So I don't really see that happening, getting there, unless like something majorly crazy happens. But I would say the market's already been trying to adjust it in to the price. So to further adjust it down even more, unless there's some major black swan events that happens. Respect to Bitcoin, down about 2%. We broke through the 40. So you can see that clearly we're leaping down to the next level right now. And at the 40 out of 70, you know, it's not terrible in terms of incurred risk. I think the bottom technically is somewhere around 38. But if we break 38, we have a long way to go. But I really don't think so. We'll actually crack through it. I think the worst, based on the resistance level we've had prior in the past, will be somewhere around 37, but that's about it. I don't really see us like going all the way down to like 25,000 for example. That doesn't make any sense logically speaking in a technical perspective. Ethereum Classic, we're still consolidating. I think right now is not terrible. It's a dip right now because of the consolidation and because of the glide that we're seeing in front of us right now. So consolidating, and then have that scoop up. It's not terrible to buy right now. Polkadot, not Polkadot, Dogecoin, similar in affectation, but it's at the 46 out of 70. So I personally like anywhere from 12 cents below from here. Cardano, down about 0.25%. I like anywhere from basically 85 to 75 from here. But right now it's actually not terrible either. Like 85 is fine, it's like 5 cents away. But, you know, right now it's already relatively oversold. We're forming good resistance level. So not terrible to buy at the moment. And then respect to Solana, down about close to 3% so far. I like anywhere again, right? 85 to 75 from here. Right now we're just contemplating, do we break down 100? Do we not? Right? I think the likelihood will be, you know, I think we are consolidated around the hundreds, which is a good level. We're forming a new platform. But if we break 100, 85 to 75 is where I would buy it. XRP down about 2.6%, 69 to 57, right, based on the current leap down right now. So I would actually start buying at 69, right? Polkadot down about 2% so far. Anywhere from basically 16 to 14 from here will be where I would DCA. ALGORAND down about 1.5%. Current level all the way to 67 is fair game. Shiba Inu, 2100, 1400 to 900. Again, it's kind of funky, so I probably just stay away from this one. MagTech 142 to 120, so we're basically there right now. So not terrible to incur risk, and at the same time a lot of W's that we're forming. So technically there are a lot of resistance level on try and crack below the worst at 130, right? At the same time, you could see that we're about to form a golden cross. So seems like there will be some activity coming bullishly on MagTech. AVAX down about 0.4%. Anywhere from 59 to 50. It's fair game. Terra up about 5%. The reason because of the golden cross. At the same time we're forming a scoop shape as well. So right now we are sustaining above because there's a lot of resistance level around support level around 90. So we bounce from there. But in terms of like, is this sustainable? It seems like we're forming a head and shoulder pattern. So technically, because of the fact that we have a golden cross, we could potentially go up to 100 again. Like the max would be somewhere around like 110 or 109.50 because that's a resistance level. And that's about it. And I don't really foresee us to be pumping up further. It's relatively weak as well on the technical front. So it might pump up and then subsequently come back down eventually. So hopefully you guys have a good rest of the Friday. And it's my last meeting. I'm actually relatively tired. It's only like 3:40 right now, but I don't know why. Maybe I'm just been stretching myself out. But it's definitely not the best day today, but we'll get through this together, right? And I have your back, and I'm always gonna be on your side and supporting you. So let me know if you have questions. Hope you guys don't go crazy or panic. Just try to stay strong and look at the long-term vision. So appreciate you. Have a good one, and see you next month. Take care. Bye.